Well, welcome everyone. My name is Jim Fulford, and I'm going to be your host tonight for a very quick business preview. And I'm going to be kind of sharing a story with you tonight, so you guys can kind of hopefully get a flavor for how life has been. Because me and my wife Peggy, we've been with Shaklee for just a little over a year now, and so we're going to be sharing some of that. But kind of the best way to start out is tell you a little about what Shaklee is about. And we are definitely a company that really we believe in providing a healthier life for everyone. And that really relates to our product line, and a better life for anyone. And that's really those that make the choice to help us share Shaklee and share the word. We really are able to offer them a lifestyle and some choices that really are just amazing. And so we're going to kind of go through that this evening. But before I go into the business model, I really wanted to tell you what our story was, our Shaklee story, and kind of let you understand the flavor behind what we're doing while we're here. Again, my name is Jim. This is my wife, Peggy, and Jacob. We do live in a log house in Middleburg, Florida, on the water, and we've had many dreams in our life. One of our dreams was a log home, and we made that happen, and another dream was adopting our son. But our dream now, and our reason for doing this, is really to create a legacy for our son, Jacob. We're really building this business so that we have something in our income and a stream and something of value to pass on to him. And in the top right corner, you see a picture of me and Peggy with Roger Barnett, the owner of the company. We'll be talking more about him in a moment. But it's interesting because you'll find out he's actually building the business for the same reason I am. We'll be sharing that in a minute. But one of the things that impressed me so much about Shaklee was I met so many people. There are hundreds and thousands of people that actually are running businesses that were started by their moms and their grandmoms. In fact, Roger Barnett last week when we were in San Francisco, he shared a five-generation business with us, where a generation had been started by the great-grandmother and passed down 5 times, and is still a vibrant, growing business today, which is really what we want to do for the Fulford household. Now, we joined Shaklee in February of 2013, and it began for us when Tony and Debbie Underwood shared the dream plan with us, and we were at Barry and Rhonda's home. They shared the dream plan. It was pretty much shared out there on a piece of paper. But when I saw the dream plan, I knew that this was something that was going to be a great fit for Peggy and I. And I'm going to be sharing the dream plan with you quite detailed tonight so that you can get some information. But really, you can see where it started in February of last year. So we've been with the company just over a year. Now, the dream plan, I'm going to be talking about it a good bit because really, even though Shaklee is a 57-year-old company, the dream plan is kind of new. It came out back in October of 2010. And the goal of the dream plan was to make $100,000 in 15 months, drive a new car, and take 2 trips a year. And it was designed to attract young people into Shaklee, and they knew that they needed to make some changes to their compensation so that people could make money quickly while they were building the team. And this was what the plan was introduced to make this happen. Now, this is actually a chart of average 1099 earnings of Shaklee. You can see the directors, which is the very first level of the business's average earnings of $10,000 a year, and of course up to the presidential coordinators, where you have about $600,000 a year average. And what the dream plan is designed to do is to help you and pay you bonuses and incentives and trips and cars and things like that as you move through the ranks in the very early stages of your business. And so the goal of really the dream plan is to do that $100,000 in the first 15 to 24 months. You need to start as a director and move yourself up to an executive coordinator. And I thought I would share a little about mine and Peggy's journey to that, and also some others as well, because you'll see as we move through the business, we move through these ranks as well. And of course, as I mentioned, we started in February, and we did not make director our first month. We kind of started off slow. But one thing that was kind of cool is Raymond and Marcia Duval, who were the very first teammates we brought into the company, they hit director the first month, and so they actually got off to a faster start than we did. And this is actually a picture of them in front of their car, their Shaklee car that they got, which really we were so excited when they did that. But they kind of came into the business the same day we did, and also Barry and Rhonda Joy pretty much joined, which is our upline. We all joined at the same time, and we all built it at different speeds. So we kind of got off to a slow start on our first month, but then we started picking up steam. And by June of 2013, we were coordinators. So we had made it through the director and moved up the ranks. And by that time, what we had done is we qualified for a car. So this is Peggy's a Volkswagen Passat that was her new Shaklee car. We also qualified for the Dream Cruise to the Caribbean. And these are some photos on the Caribbean. This was me and my son Jacob in one of the parties that Shaklee put on. And of course, Barry and Rhonda, me and Peggy, really the only ones on our team that won the cruise, because we started very late in the year. But we won the cruise that year, and it was just amazing. And of course, we also had won and qualified for $4,000 in cash bonuses, which were the first two cash bonuses for the Dream Plan. So this is 5 months into the business. This is where we're at, and by this time, we were really feeling great about Shaklee. Now, and likewise, Barry and Rhonda Joy were our sponsors. They started the same time we did, and in June, the same month that Peggy and I hit senior coordinator, these guys were executive coordinators. So they went through the business very fast. In just 4 months, they became executive coordinators, and so they qualified for the car and the cruise, and actually double qualified for the cruise. But they also qualified for a trip to Paris, and they qualified for a $25,000 bonus check. You can see them getting their $25,000 bonus check here in the top right. This was, I believe, a picture of them from Paris. And of course, one of the great things about the cruise is since they double qualified for it, not only did Shaklee pay for them to come along, but they were able to bring their kids. And this was a day that they went on with the kids on a lobstering trip, I believe, on the cruise. So, but this was just some of the great things. And of course, what's great for me is, as my sponsors in the business, Barry and Rhonda, it makes it so much easier for me to build and have belief in the business when I see the people that are leading me are creating great success and moving fast in the business. And of course, they were just doing a great example. Now, if you move forward a couple months in December, so by December, we were senior coordinators in the business. So we'd moved up another rank, and we had qualified for the 2014 Dream Trip. So the 2013 Dream Trip was a Caribbean cruise. The 2014 Dream Trip is a trip to Mexico in the Playa del Carmen. We also had qualified for the New Directors Conference, which we just have finished. We just actually came back from that. And we also had earned another $5,000 bonus. So you can see here, this is a $9,000 bonus check that I picked up on April the 11th on 2014 in New York. And these were just for some of the first fast track bonuses we received. But what's really cool about this, I have to say, really what's not captured in this slide is Peggy and I actually qualified for the Dream Trip in 2014 before we even took the 2013 Dream Trip, which was in December. And I just can't tell you from a parent's perspective and someone that had not been able to travel with their family very much in the last years, how much it meant to me to have not my next 2 years family vacations already planned and paid for 100% by Shaklee. I mean, in fact, on the cruise, they pay for everything. They even pay for your tips. And so we actually have qualified for the Mexico trip this year. And of course, since it's another year, we've got many more people going with us to Mexico than we had on our cruise. And so this was really in December, and so we've been moving through the fast track. Now, actually, we just got back from our San Francisco trip. It was the San Francisco trip is one of the first trips that many people qualify for Shaklee, and it's a trip to the home office. You see this big picture here on the left. This is really the class of 2014 new directors. And these are new directors, people that do 18,000 points over 6 months. They get invited to come out to the home office. There's a big crowd in that picture. If you look at Where's Waldo, I'm the top row all the way to the right, standing up there under the tree. And you see Roger Barnett, a picture with us. Now, Peggy and I didn't do anything special to take a picture with Roger Barnett. He took a picture with every one of those people in that crowd. So that's the kind of commitment that he has. And this other picture was just our team, many of the people that were in our group that went to the new director. So in addition to Barry and Rhonda, and you see Naxa, Melissa Joy, Raymond and Marcia Duvall. You see Justin back there kind of hiding. So this was one of our little spirit groups that we had there to do things. But this was just a really neat trip because the company took such good care of us. In fact, this was kind of fun. On the company tour, there's a wall, and this is just a small part of the wall. There are thousands and thousands of people that Shaklee pays for their cars, and so this was one of the things that we all did when we were on a tour is we were looking for our car. And of course, the one on the right, that was kind of fun. You see I found our car on the wall there, so that was kind of fun during the tour. Another great thing was just all the amazing people we met. One of the fun things about this was when they rolled out the red carpet. When we pulled up here, they had like probably 100 employees out front with the red carpet. They were all cheering us and then high-fiving us as we came on. They had the music playing. We had met lots of great people. And, of course, Marcy on the right is one of our favorite employees. And it was just an amazing – one of the things that, I guess, talking about stories, the thing that's really moved me with Shaklee is how good of a job they do on really impacting people's lives with their products, with the business. And I love the stories that we've shared. And, in fact, this is a story I want to share real quickly with you and give you an idea of of some of the things that you're going to see people do in Shaklee that's going to really impact you. So let me go ahead and share this link real quick in this video. So if you sit back, hopefully this will come up and play a nice little video for us.
Having a child has definitely been my #1 dream since I was a little girl. You know, I was 25 when it happened. I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and within 2 weeks' time, went into a procedure to have 80% of my cervix removed, to just sit in bed in excruciating pain, kind of facing the reality that I could never have children. It was just a really hard time. I gained a lot of weight within that month's time frame. I mean, was miserable with how I looked, how I felt, and it just hit me like I was not where I wanted to be. I wanted to feel better. I wanted confidence. At that point, I decided to utilize Shaklee and the Shaklee 180 program. Seeing that picture after 30 days of being on Shaklee 180, things had changed. And then this healthy Shaklee 180 competition came about, and I won. I was in my best shape ever, and I won a competition, a trip to San Francisco in clothes and makeover, and I was thrilled. And on the fitting day, where they kind of fit all the clothes on you and see what they're going to put you in, I was horrified that none of the clothes were fitting me. But it sort of hit me about halfway through the photo shoot that I might be pregnant. So we took a pregnancy test in San Francisco after the photo shoot and everything, and it came back negative. But I just didn't buy it. My Shaklee journey within those few months changed everything for me. Kind of a big theme was my confidence. That confidence prepared me and made me mentally ready to be the mom I've always dreamed of being. I do think that I am a part of the effect. I feel like it's such an honor to be one of those people who gets to share a story that inspires others to change their lives. I am literally in the midst of everything I've ever dreamed of. And there's just no happier place in the world for me than where I am right now.
Wow. But a reason I was sharing that is that was a video that really had an impact on me when I first saw it. Of course, I hope it did you. But if you look here in the middle, here's Ashley and her husband right here. We got to meet them because they were part of the New Directors Conference as well. And so it was so good that just some of the people that inspired you met, we got to meet there. And of course, you can see that she's still getting ready to pop, getting ready for that baby. So we're really excited about that. It was awesome to meet them in the New Directors Conference. So that was just, again, that was a really big boom for us because we loved the trip and really getting to know all these people, because these are going to be the people we'll be seeing on the cruises and the Mexico trips and the Bali trips and those types of things. So it was just wonderful to meet so many, and the company took such amazing care of us. So anyway, if you move forward to March, this was a couple months ago, Peggy and I, we hit the level of executive coordinator, which is really where the fast track wants you to go. Now, what that's going to do is that puts us in qualification for a $25,000 bonus check and a trip to Bali. Now, we haven't qualified for that yet. We still got a couple more months to qualify for that. So you appreciate all you guys are supporting that effort for us. But we are on track on the fast track. And so, Peggy and I are kind of pretty good examples of the fast track because we've moved through the director, senior director, coordinator, the ranks to do exactly what they want you to do and what they expect, and set the example that you set to go out there and build a business to chase your dreams with you. And they just have such a good facility and strategy for doing that. And I want you to think about, what if you could have all this, have the travel and the cash and the bonuses, because it is possible with a dream plan. And when you think about it, think about it. When Tony and Debbie first showed this to us, they sat down with us, and I remember we were in Barry's house going to the counter, and Tony said, Jim, you guys, you can make $100,000 in 15 months. You can drive a car, and you can take 2 trips. And when they showed that to us with the dream plan, we believed them. We believed that we could do it. And And I just think, what would have happened if we hadn't have believed it. It was, our life would be so much different today, and it's been so much, the things we've done this year have been so amazing, and it's the start of such an incredible journey because we made the decision to believe in ourselves, and chase our dreams with the Fast Track Dream Plan. And I remember when we were at San Francisco last week or week before last, when we were coming back from the wine vineyard and we were kind of getting off the bus at Shaklee Buses Surround, I was stepping up and I turned to Peggy and I said, I feel so good about the decision we made a year ago to join Shaklee. So that's kind of a little bit about my story and mine and Peggy's and what we've done over the years. So let me tell you very quickly how the Dream Plan works and a little more about it, because this is kind of what I saw when Tony shared it with me that gave me that belief, and I'm hoping that some of me sharing my story might help turn your hope into belief as well. But it's probably good to have a real quick history of Shaklee. Shaklee, again, is a company that was it's 57 years old, but actually the history goes back further than that, because in 1915, Dr. Forrest Shaklee invented the vitamin. And so that's a 100-year history. This year will be a 100th year celebration of the invention of the vitamins. And in 1956 was when he first started the Shaklee Corporation to start putting those products out there that he had been inventing and working and sharing his entire life. And of course, in the 1960s, he introduced Green Home Care with Basic H, which is still one of the most popular products. They were a green company long before it was cool to be green. In the 70s was a time of massive growth in Shaklee as they went from 20 million to 200 million. They became a publicly traded company in the 70s. They actually, in 1980, were one of the largest 500 companies in America. And then at the age of 91 in 1985, Dr. Shaklee died, and his sons took over the business, and they ended up selling it to Yamanouchi, which was a Japanese pharmaceutical company. And that was in 1989. And they did some phenomenal things with the company. Primarily, they invested in a lot of pharmaceutical testing. They wanted pharmaceutical vitamins to go along with their pharmaceutical drugs. And they put unbelievable high standards on all the products that came out of the company. And that's something that Shaklee had instilled from the beginning, was the medical efficacy of the products and the clinical testing. They backed it with labs and stuff. But the real opportunity for us came along in 2004 when Roger Barnett purchased the company. Now, Roger Barnett is a pretty impressive guy. He's from Yale Law graduate. He's got an MBA from Harvard. He's the founder and CEO of Arcade and Beauty.com. Those were actually two of his first companies. But he really wanted to figure out the company he was going to dedicate his life to. And he spent $20 million of his own money in 3 years looking through industries. And he picked our industry, and he looked at all the leading companies, and he chose Shaklee. The only problem was Yamanouchi did not want to sell it to him, so it took him 3 years to convince him to that. And he's really working to build take a $700 million company in sales and take it to a $10 billion giant. Now, even though the Yale and the Yale Law graduate, those things impress you, let me tell you what impressed me the most about Roger Barnett. This little thing on the bottom is a picture that I snapped when I was in San Francisco last week, and this is a picture of Roger Barnett's door. And you see the name tag doesn't say Roger Barnett, it says Spencer Barnett. And Spencer is Roger's, I believe he's 12-year-old son, might be 11 or 12 years old. And when they ask, why is Spencer's name on the door, Roger says that I'm building this business for him, and one day, if he's worthy to run the company, then this will be his company, and I have his name there on the board, on my door, so every day when I come in and work here, I know why I'm doing it. And so that really touched me, because here's a billionaire using Shaklee as a vehicle to pursue the dreams for his family, and then here's me, Jim Fulford, using the Shaklee vehicle as the dreams for my family as well. And so, I say, hey, if this thing is good enough for a billionaire, it's absolutely good enough for me and Peggy, and we've made such a phenomenal choice. So he's an amazing guy. He's been a CEO for 10 years. This is a chart here that he shared with us, and he was showing us that over the last 10 years as a CEO, the company started off with a little slow growth. He did a lot of things. He introduced the new compensation plan, vitalized the new products, many things. But over the last 3 years, you can see in year 7, the sales really took off. In fact, they're currently in 8 countries, and they're expanding. India opens in 2015. But this is a 50-year-old company, but they've doubled in size in the last 3 years. And the biggest growth spurt is just about to begin now as we start doing the international expansion and the things are in place. So the timing is so perfect to be into a company that's in a high, fast growth mode, but it's one that you can guarantee won't go out of business. They've been in business paying commissions for 57 years. In fact, they paid over $9 billion, I believe now, to compensation to people like you and me. Now, the products, I could spend a lot of time talking about their products, but I'm not going to, because there's like 400 of them. It would take all night. So the thing that differentiates them, of course, they've got many product lines. They've got anti-aging, they got weight loss and weight management products, skincare products, nutritional products, home care, cleaning products, laundry products, shampoos, conditioners, body lotions, disinfecting things, baby products, energy drinks, sports drinks, many, many different lines. But what you're going to find out is very different about them is two things. Number one is going to be the clinical testing and the scientific effort that goes in behind the products. Most companies go out there and they say, hey, our product's got resveratrol in it, so it's good for you. Look it up and you'll see what a great product is. Shaklee actually does the clinical studies, but they do it on their product itself. And so when there's a clinical study on Vivix, Vivix has got resveratrol in it, but they'll show you a scientific study on how Vivix, fights the anti-aging and it lowers the actual inflammation in cells. And so there's these studies are published in papers. Most products have many, many patents. Like Vitalizer has 12 patents on some of the things where they deliver the vitamins to you. And the other thing, besides the scientific besides the scientific backing and the efficacy of the products, the other thing is the credibility. You're going to find out that there's so many reputable companies and people and places using the products. So there's many Olympic athletes. There's over 100 gold, silver, and bronze medalists that use Shaklee products, and Shaklee is the only products being used by Olympic athletes. And those guys care about their products. The products are being used by the astronauts. They've used in the White House, Disney, SeaWorld. It's been on Oprah, I believe, 5 or 6 times. And so you can guarantee that Oprah, vets products very well before she showcases them on her show. So there's a lot of integrity behind the products themselves. The guarantee is amazing. They have a 100% money-back guarantee for life. And Shaklee guarantees that the products are always safe, they always work, and they're always green. In fact, one of the great things about things is all the products, even the cleaners and things, they're safe. You could eat them if you wanted to and never be worrying about having anything. You don't need to use gloves, so you're making your home toxic-free when you use your products. Now, another great thing about joining with our community is the support and leadership team that you have helping you. You're going to have people not like just me and Peggy, but Bear and Rhonda Joy, who are our support team. Tony and Debbie Underwood, who is the ones I mentioned sponsored us into the business. They were the 2012 Rookie of the Year in Shaklee. They've been in with Shaklee for a couple of years, since 2012. They've got 3 of those $25,000 bonus checks already, and they work the business full time. They're amazing. They're coming down to our place, I believe, on June the 2nd to do a meeting for us, and they just do that constantly. And then you got people like Jennifer Glacken, who is our other upline support, and she actually joined as a customer of Shaklee. And then when her husband got fired from Sears many years ago, she decided that she was going to use Shaklee as a business. And of course, once she did that, she has had tremendous success with the products. One thing I like about Jennifer is she puts her money where her mouth is, and she shares her 1099s. And so you can see these are actual earnings from Shaklee, not from training or events and things. And this is actually a copy of a couple of her 1099s. And you can see that in 2012, she made $264,000 from Shaklee. 2013, $324,000. She's a product expert, but she's so approachable and always there for you. Anytime I call Jennifer, she calls me back usually within 15 minutes. And that's the kind of person that you have helping you, people that are successful in this business. And that's really important. Now, the way Fast Track works really is simple. You need to get it started by picking out a business pack. There's 2 ways to get into the business. On Fast Track, there's a $300 package and a $599 package. And the really difference is in the amount of products that they come with. You really are not paying any more for the business thing, but these are going to be products. And, of course, in Shaklee, you get paid for volume by moving the products. Then the option number 2, which has 500 points in volume. I'm going to use that in my example to show you how this thing works. Now, another thing I'm going to mention, this is something that we're doing just for the next couple of days. The people that do join us, either from today through Saturday, in addition to, and they join with the $5.99 pack, in addition to getting all those products, Peggy and I are actually going to be providing them a Shaklee bathroom kit, which is going to be all these additional 20 products that you would get to really help you Shaklee-ize your home. So we're going to be giving you shower gel, hand and body lotion, SPF 30, multi-purpose cream, 6 of the hair products, and just things that you need for your medicine chest, for an upset stomach, need to help to go to sleep. All these products are going to come as our gift to you for joining us, and that's an additional $327 in products that you're going to be getting for free for going ahead and making the decision to join us this weekend. And that's just a special that we're doing for our little community. That's not a Shaklee special. So anyway, but your first step is to become a director, and a director is simply you growing your business to 2,000 points. And so that was the first step of the fast track that Peggy and I and everyone has to do, is to become a director. And of course, you do that is one of the easy ways is that if you have a 500-point starter kit and 3 people do that, that's 2,000 points. Now, it doesn't need to be that structure, but what's important about director is that that's the building block of the business. So, because as soon as you become a director, your entire job is to create directors in the business. And so to become a senior director, guess what? Exactly. You help one of those 3 people that you got in become a director. Well, as soon as you have one director and your total volume is 4,000, you're a senior director, and that's where you're going to get the first bonus check of $1,000. You're going to get 2 extra tickets to the global conference, which are transferable, so a total of 4. You're going to enter qualification for that San Francisco trip that I talked about. So that's going to start at the senior director level. And then your next step, and the one that got me the most excited when I saw this business model, was the coordinator level, and this is when you grow your team to 6,000 points. This is going to be a level of the business where you've got 2 people that you got become a director, and at this level you get a $3,000 cash bonus. You get a car bonus of $250 a month, and here's where you win the all-inclusive dream vacation for 2 to Mexico this year. Next year it'll be somewhere else, but every year they have an awesome vacation for us, and that's something that's very easy to qualify for a very small team. So if you think about it, by just growing your business to 5,000 to 6,000 points, you're going to be getting a coordinator income, which is about $21,000 a year average earnings. You're going to get a trip for 2 to San Francisco, $4,000 in fast track bonuses, all-inclusive dream vacation to Mexico, a $250 car payment, and that's really for building a very small team. And that's what fast track is about: is not having to have a big community before you start getting a big check. When you become a senior coordinator, you get an extra $5,000 bonus. That was where that $9,000 bonus check that you saw me holding up came from. It was a $5,000 bonus plus those other bonuses. And so that's you're going to get that when you get to 10,000 points in the business. And of course, the level that Peggy and I just hit in recording our qualification now is executive coordinator, which is 20,000 points. And here you get everything we've already mentioned, but you get a $25,000 bonus. They double your trip to Mexico. You get an international trip to Bali, Indonesia, where it goes this year, a bigger car payment, and that's just an amazing amount of stuff that you're going to get. I mean, think about it. You build a business. You've got a decent sized business now, but you've gotten a trip for 2 to San Francisco, a trip for 4 to Mexico, $34,000 in bonuses, a $375 a month car payment. In fact, Shaklee will give you 12 years of car payments, which is pretty awesome, and a trip to Bali. And that's really just for building a marketing community with the Shaklee business. And what's cool about it is this is really going to be your first 15 to 24 months. As I mentioned, Peggy and I just hit executive coordinator. We hit it in March, which was in our 13th month. And so we're right on track, on fast track. But you can see there's plenty of room on the right for us to continue to become senior executive coordinator, key coordinator, and all these levels have additional cars, additional trips, additional cash bonuses. And so the dream plan is an overall business strategy, not just for your first 15 months, but really it's for your entire career at Shaklee, all the way up to the presidential level, where they just give you the Mercedes. You don't just get a car payment anymore as you get to that level of the business. So that's really, the dream plan. And of course, the great thing about Fast Track is that it's not just for you. As you help others move through Fast Track, you get rewarded for helping them too, because every time you bring someone into the business and they join and go through the Fast Track, when they get a bonus, you get a 50% match of their bonus, and that keeps us, people like myself, helping people that are coming into the business grow and move through things, because we're just always motivated to help people grow, and Shaklee rewards you very well for that, and that's the master bonus. So really, that's the fast track plan, and it's a strategy and a system that works. And if you're looking for cash, cars, and trips, which are some of the things I've got pictured, or maybe for you, what you're looking for is more time. You really want to, you don't have time and you want to be able to buy back your time or your freedom. That's a great reason to build a business. The plan works and it's ready for you. So I want to thank all of you that joined us tonight on this webinar. I encourage you to go ahead and get back with whoever invited you onto the call tonight and tell them you want some more information. And be sure to ask them about that special where you can get the extra $300 worth of products for joining, because that's a great value. It's going to put you, have you a tremendous amount, over $1,200 in products you're going to be getting that way. A couple of tickets to the convention. That's a great package and a great way to join the business. And it's something that we're doing with our team to really help you have a profitable and exciting business this month. So again, my name is Jim Fulford. Well, thanks for joining us this evening, and we'll catch you again soon. Good night, everybody.